Alrighty, guys. So today is definitely the end of August. I know many of you are feeling it because I see those orders coming in. So basically, I'm again, because we've been having some amazing speakers the past so many weeks. I want to be mindful of their time, so I'm not going to go into numbers or any of that. I'm going to mute all. Should have done that a while ago. However, there we go. And Dawn, you can unmute or I can unmute you either way when we're ready. But really quickly, I just expected the mute quality. Okay. So I just want to tell you guys it's definitely the end of the month. The only thing on announcements that I will say is, dude, last August 31st was an insane August 31st. So I'm going to tell you, and I know you hear us say this a lot, but please don't wait to the last minute because our system can go down. Crazy things happen. It's not only the end of the month, but it is also the end of a catalog season, which is huge in the Scentsy world. They are predicting that August 31st will be one of the biggest days in Scentsy history. So make sure that you try to get your orders in as soon as possible to avoid the craziness with that. And make sure that you've already ordered all your transition testers, your harvest flyers, all that good stuff. What else? I think that is about it on the way of announcements. Lucy, are you on? I didn't even see. Yes, you are. Do you have anything else you want to add, Lucy?
I just jumped on. Nope, just do not wait to the last minute. That's pretty much it. That's very important. Make sure you're getting rid of all your spring and summer catalogs. If you have any, get rid of them because they're not going to be any good after the 31st. And just make sure you have already ordered your fall and winter catalogs, product list, testers, mini testers, whichever one you prefer. Because you need to have business tools for the fall. Other than that, nope.
So Lucy and I said we gave away a lot of our spring summer stuff that we had a little extra of at a couple of events that we did. And so we're going to try to get out and take it to the street some way, somehow, and get rid of every single thing that we have because every freaking restaurant you can think of, every restroom, every gas station, like I'm legit about to go leave everything because I don't want to have it. I just want to get rid of it. I don't want to throw it in the trash, but I just don't want to have it. And so, yeah, that's the way we're going to end our spring summer. So, you know what's so crazy about the Scentsy business is that you can like meet somebody and not really ever like physically meet them. So I met Dawn on Facebook, like through all of our I think all the groups that we're in, and we are directors. So we have leadership pages and things like that. So I met Dawn. And I asked her earlier today if she would send me over, just a little bit as I've been introducing everybody to you guys through the event page on our group page. And when I read her story or what she sent me, I was like, whoa. Like so many times, and you guys know I'm not well with excuses. I know some of you may not like that, but y'all know I don't do well with excuses because I think that everybody has something going on in their own way. I believe everybody is busy, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or not, whether you work a 9 to 5, whether you work part-time or whatever. We all have things going on in our life. Life happens to each one of us, and it can happen to each one of us. But when Dawn sent me over what she sent me, I was like, anybody could have had every excuse to be like, this is too much. Like, I can't do this, right? And I'm going to let her explain I was like, whoa. And I feel like it's crazy because I think the busier people, I read what she wrote and I thought of my Lucy and myself because I know how crazy we're always running all the time. But I think that those people end up being successful consultants because they just make it happen and they're in front of so many more people opposed to someone who may not be. So I don't like that excuse, I'm busy. But, you try to show some empathy when somebody tells you that, and just tell them what you have found out to be true. And that is that. So Dawn hit director in 4 months, y'all. 4 months. Just saying, 4 months. It is possible. So Dawn, take it away. I'm going to let you do your thing, girl. Hold on. Let me.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hey guys, so I am Dawn Paichaki. I am director of Transcendent Tribe. I have been with Scentsy for a year now. Like your amazing director said, I joined June of last year. And when I joined, everybody was getting ready to go to Scentsy Family Reunion. I had no idea what that was. In my mind, I was like, oh, it's one of those weird conventions that these ladies go to. And they went and they were posting all these pictures and they got this kit and there was just this vibe. And I was like, oh man, this is cool. So I was like, you know what? I decided in that moment, I was like, I'm going to give Scentsy my 150%. I'm not going to let myself be relaxed. I'm not going to let myself accept any excuses. I'm not going to be lazy because I know myself, and I know that if I tell myself, oh, it's okay for you to take a day off, or oh, the kids are busy, or oh, you have too much going on, I will accept that and I will just do nothing. So I didn't accept my own excuses, and I told myself I was just going to push it for a year. And so they announced the incentive, and my original goal with Scentsy was just to sell $50 a month so that me as a stay-at-home mom, I could take my 2-year-old daughter during the school day to go do something fun. With me quitting working a full-time job, it became really hard for us to find the extra funds for me to be able to take my 2-year-old to do anything. So I just wanted to make it a little bit extra money to take her to do something. So quickly, I started focusing on recruiting. My superstar director told me, the best way that you can do it is just to recruit. So I started focusing on recruiting, but I knew right away that I didn't want to be one of those people that just recruited and then went on to the next recruit or focused on my business and kind of forgot them. So one thing that I did very early on is I pulled out my consultant handbook and I read all of the different things that recruits needed to do in their first 70 days. I didn't only read them, I learned them. So that when I recruited, I knew exactly what I needed to promote. So I also learned the compensation plan, learned it. I know it's like my Bible. And I learned the shooting star. I learned exactly what they needed to do. And I have a system, and I'll tell you my system. And then I also learned what they needed to do for their sensational start. And when it changed, it only got better because it's easier now. So, and then, like she said, I promoted in 4 months. So I joined in June. I promoted in the very last week of November. And that I actually earned the incentive for 2 a week before I promoted because I had so many points from promoting, double promoting, recruiting, those recruits getting certified. I was taking care of my people and I was doing what I needed to do as a consultant. And that's pretty much what incentives are. They're teaching you how to be a successful consultant. So what are your focuses? You guys, the main focus should be just to recruit 1 to 3 consultants a month. Of course, everybody's big goal is 10 to 20 conversations, and you want to have 5 or 10 recruits a month. That's great. But for people that can get easily overwhelmed, just focus on 1 to 3 consultants. And then what you want to do is you want to sponsor the heck out of those consultants. You want their first goal and their first focus. You don't even want to talk about $200. You want to focus on that $500. You want to focus on that shooting star kit. I always tell them, even if you don't plan to buy that kit, You want to earn the bragging rights to say that you earned that kit. That if you ever go to reunion, you want to have that ribbon on your lanyard. You want to be able to say that you did that, right? You want that cool bracelet that everybody has. You're going to want that. So also what I tell people is this is a business, right? So you invested $99. If this is a legit business, you want to earn that $99 back, right? So your first 15 days, that's where you earn your initial investment back. You want people thinking like a business person right from the get-go. So all my recruits, every single one of them, I tell them right away, your first 15 days, your focus is to earn your initial investment back, right? So after you get them and you get them past that $500 and they've earned their investment back, you want to tell them, do you realize you just did $500 in 15 days? We still have 15 days left. You can do $1,000. You can do this, right? And you just cheer them on. If they join on the 15th and their 15th day is the 30th or the 31st, just twist it around. Tell them, you still have 15 days and then you're going to hit certified. And then, you know what, we're going to start looking at lead. You always want to have them looking at the next tier. You want to have them thinking about the next thing that they can earn, the next title they can earn, because they can do it. If I did it, I'm a very, very socially anxious person. You guys would be able to tell, but I am. I get really, really nervous in big crowds of people. I hate in-home parties. I've done them, but I hate them. But you know what? Like, you have to do the uncomfortable things, right? So after you focus on the shooting star and the $500, then once you get them to certified, you really, really want to get them thinking, who are the people that they know in their circle that would really, really benefit from Scentsy, that would really enjoy doing it, that just need $50 more a month, And then you want to say, just ask them. Don't build up to it. Don't make it a big thing. I always just write my recruit and go, do you have somebody who you think would be really amazing at this? Because I think you should just go out and ask them to join your team, ask them to do it with you. And you know what? The people that I have done that with, almost all of them have gotten at least one recruit. And it's just making it that easy, like, next chapter in their story, next chapter in their journey. Okay, you hit certified. Now you need to go get a recruit, because if you get a recruit, then we're going to earn you that shooting star. Now you got your recruit. Okay, now we want to learn how to sponsor. So now you're teaching them everything that you had learned. You're teaching them how to do it. Okay, when you sponsor, you want to get them to that shooting star in 15 days. So you're just replaying. It's like a cycle. Another thing that I focused really, really hard on in the very beginning was my customer base. I knew that where I am here in Maryland, I don't know a lot of people. I didn't really have a lot of friends. Although, like Jessica was telling you, I was doing a lot in the community. My sons were in wrestling. My husband was a coach. I was a Girl Scout troop leader. I was going to college at night full time. My daughter was also in tumbling and gymnastics. And I mean, if you could think it, we were doing it. I really didn't know a lot of people. I didn't have a lot of relationships, right? So I had to really work on building my customer base. So everybody that I met or talked to, I was bringing up Scentsy somehow in the conversation. I was telling them about my excitement for it. I was handing them samples. I was just sharing with them. I didn't ask them to buy anything. I didn't ask them to join, nothing like that. I literally was just sharing. And, people would tell other people, and then people would come to me, and then people would see my posts, and family members would share it. And it just kind of snowballed from there, And one thing that I've heard over and over again from a lot of people is you're so positive and you're like the shining light. And I don't see myself that way, but I think that from me being a positive person and trying to be super, super like bright and happy and loving, it's really helped my business, because a lot of people want to, they want to navigate themselves towards, you know, happiness and good outlook and positivity and success. And so if you can be those things, if you can be positive, if you can brag on yourself a little bit, you know, if you do something amazing in your business, it's okay to brag on yourself, because when people see that you're succeeding, they're going to want to support you. When people see that, you know, Scentsy is changing your life, it's going to pique their interest. When they see that Scentsy bought a cheer uniform for your daughter, or paid for your sons to do wrestling, or got new art supplies for school, you know, you don't even have to mention it. You just say, like, the blessing that I decided to do a year ago has now, you know, been able to bring my family a little bit of ease with financial burdens, or something like that. You don't even have to mention Scentsy. You just have to show that, you know, what you've done, there is a positive outcome because of it. And if you do that subtly and enough, and then here and there you say, like, hey, for anybody who's ever thought about joining my team, do you want an opportunity packet? You know, I went live today in my own personal page, and I showed my opportunity packets. I talked about my journey. I talked about my story and my why. And I already have like 3 people that are interested in opportunity packets. And I didn't do anything special. I just talked, and I was just myself. So I feel like the more that you just own who you are, and don't try to be like everybody else. Don't try to be like Jessica. Don't try to be like Kimberly Pluto. Don't try to be like all of the Scentsy superstars, you know, like find your special light inside of you, and then own it, because that's really what people are going to want to navigate towards. And one thing that I wanted to mention was, for a lot of consultants, it gets hard because there's a natural cycle in direct sales, and especially I've noticed, you know, with Scentsy, you build your customer base, and then you get to a point where they've all bought. They have bars, they have buddies, they have warmers, they have body, they have everything. And there's going to be this natural progression where you need to continue to build again. You need to start all over from the bottom and build that customer base back up again. And don't think that you're failing just because maybe people aren't coming to you banging down your door to buy Scentsy. It just means that you're back into a building phase, and you need to build that business back up and talk to more people and build more relationships. So last but not least, and I think this is very important because we're at the end of the month, there was never, ever, ever a day, not 1 month from the very first day that I joined, that I ever stopped selling. I sold every single day of the month. I didn't hit a goal and then stopped. If I hit a goal, then I said I'm going to move the goalpost. And that's one thing that you want to teach all of your recruits to do too, is just because you set a goal of $500, it doesn't mean that you stop there. You keep going. If you hit 1,000 and that was your goal, move it to 1,500, move it to 2,000. Never, ever, ever, ever stop selling. Never, ever just put an order in and say, I'll close it next month. You want all the PRV on your paycheck, like every single little bit you can, especially when we're in incentive periods, because like I told my team, like PRV equals points, and every point you get gets you closer on that cruise. So this is like a video game to me. And once that tracker hits, like it's game on. And I want to get as many points as I can. So like, I just want everybody to know that, there's nothing special about me. I mean, I love myself, and I'm confident, and I'm happy, but there's nothing that is any different about me than there is about you guys. And you have to believe that, one, you can do it, and then you just have to own it. And one thing that I told my superstar director a lot last year was that I was just going to be selfish. And it was okay for me to be selfish because I knew the outcome would be better for my family. And it has been tenfold, because now I can contribute and help my husband pay bills, and I can help provide for my kids, and I can take my 2-year-old daughter to ballet lessons, which we never, ever, ever would have been able to afford before I joined Scentsy. So I'm so blessed to be able to share my journey with you guys, and I hope it helps even just one of you. And I hope you guys have a great, great, great evening and end of the month, and I hope lots of promotions come out of your guys' team. And that's about all I got.
That is awesome, Dawn. So, okay, so Jennifer Anderson is your superstar director, right?
Yeah.
I knew that. She's amazing. Like, she's amazing. And it's so crazy, right? Because I guess as a star director, you go to a lot of trainings, to a lot of leaderships, and then you see the people, she Star Summit last year, I got to be there also. She was there, but I didn't get to really hear a lot of her journey. I saw a lot on the AHA pages she's done. And then I started following her journey. And but what I loved that I can tell, I was like, you could tell that's one of her directors because and I'm just speaking from my experience, and then I'll let them chime in to see if they have any questions for you. But I think that it's so true, and it really shows why you hit director in 4 months, because on top of recruiting, you never stop selling. And I think something that we've learned, and I say we as Lucy and I, Lucy is my sponsor, so we do everything together from a leadership standpoint, but is that, and you hit it right on the head, that that's the way we roll. Like, okay, so our goal is $1,000 this month, and guess what? We hit that $1,000. I don't care if there's 2 days left. Guess what? We're gonna go for $300 more in 2 days if we have to. You know what I mean? We may not get there, but we're not gonna stay right here. Like, that's so crazy that you said that, because I love that. Move the goalpost. That was awesome. The never stop selling, I think, is something, and I'm glad that my team heard it from you, from someone different, because what I have experienced even with myself is that I don't deem myself a high seller or a great seller. I never have. I think I can count in 2 months out of my whole 6 years that I've hit 2,000 or more. But I've deemed myself a good sponsor. Now, but the thing is that, like you said, I believe that the recruiting comes, and this is something that I heard on Jennifer's AHA, is that you have to kind of suck it up and be good at both. Because when you have more people that you're in, let's say you sell 500, that may be 5 to 6 customers for the month, right? But let's say you sold $2,000 consistently a month, that may be 20 people a month. And it's going to be that much easier to recruit when you're in front of 20 people opposed to 5 people. So I was like, man, I love Jennifer. She just, like, her awe was like, for Lucy and myself the other day, we're like, like, bam, bam, hello.
Because you kind of have to hit it from both sides. And, that's something that she really, like bled into us last fall, was you can't just recruit and you can't just sell. You can do both. And it doesn't matter if you have low PRV and only 1 recruit, as long as you have 500 PRV. And that's something that's what got me to director last year is, I would focus on getting to 500, and then I would focus on recruiting and just investing in my team. And then I would reach out to customers here and there, and I would get to like 600 or 700. But then I would talk to my team and tell them, this is what we need to promote. And we would work on, and I would just do the calculation over and over again. Like, okay, I have this much GWV right now. This is what our goal GWV is. And if we divide it by this, and then divide it between 10 of us, this is what we need to be at for Superstar Consultant. And then we did it together. We sold 6 packs, and that's what got us there. And, we did it as a team. And that's why, my team, I will start crying thinking about it, because literally I would be nothing without them. And they're my life, and I love them so much. I bleed everything I have into them daily. But that's how you do it. And so I'm trying to teach, like I have 4-star consultants right now. And I'm really just trying to teach them, like, you want to break it down for your team so that they can see if they just sell one more 6-pack, they could get to lead consultant, or they could get to star consultant. And then that's going to push you up. And that's how it works. Like, nobody can just promote on their own. It's a team effort. You all have to do it together. And I think that's like huge. That's one of the things I love most about Scentsy, is it's not just like one person did it all. And you can't earn the trip by yourself. Like I've heard people say that, only the people at the top can earn trips. That's such a lie. I was an essential consultant. There was nothing, like, I did nothing out of the ordinary. I just sold wax and asked my friends if they wanted to join.
So, does anybody have any questions for Dawn? We have quite a few people on.
You got a lot of people.
I just gotta say that I love the way you train when your new team members, when they come in their first 15 days. I love how you word it and say, in order to get your investment back, the money back that you invested into the kit, make it back in your first 15 days, to sell 500. Like, I like that. And we of course push for that goal, but I really like the way you word it. So love that too.
Anybody else? Y'all have to unmute yourselves, remember, because I think I muted everybody.
And I've noticed, like, talking about your business like it's a business, that's what I preach a lot to my team too. Like, if you talk about your business, like, this is my business, and you own it. Like, when people have questions, you just, like, that's why it's so important for you to know the catalog and know the product guide, because if you own it and you know it and they see that you're a knowledgeable consultant, they're going to be like, oh, she's legit. Like, this is her business and she takes it seriously. So that's one thing that I teach my team a lot.
That's so true, because I don't know if you guys watched the Scentsy Family Consultant page with Jason, and Melissa Gratz was on there earlier. And I love Melissa, but I love how she said, you have to be passionate, like, with your product. And that means you have to know. She's like, did you know that the Scentsy Go was on page 10 and 11? Did you know that? Well, you need to know that. Like, I think a lot of us, don't be that consultant. If you're new, you have an excuse. But I love how she said, don't be that consultant that's fumbling through. And you've been a consultant for 4 years and you're fumbling through the catalog. Like, that's not acceptable. You need to take the time to gain a little bit more knowledge, spend a little bit more time on learning what you're about to share with people for the next 6 months. Because obviously that catalog is going to be good for 6 months. So just really take the time to get to know your products. Because like Dawn said, if you're showing them that you are the expert in this area, they're not going to want to go anywhere else. They're going to trust you. They're going to like you. They're going to want to do business with you. And eventually, they're going to see all the fun you're having, the success you're having. And they're going to be like, I need to be a part of whatever the heck she's doing. Like, that's what people would tell me in the beginning. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I had never been in direct sales. But just then, I remember I surveyed several people in the beginning when I joined. And I was like, why did you join? They're like, you just seem so excited. Like, you had it together. You were pushing it. And you loved it. You talked about it. And I just wanted to be part of whatever you were doing because you looked like you were having fun. And I think that's how I recruited so many people in the first year without knowing anything.
Yeah. I've had a lot of people tell me the same thing. Like, you just loved it so much and you look like you were so happy doing it. And I just wanted to do it with you.
Yep. That's
like,
awesome.
Okay.
For sure.
I'll take it.
Who's not happy going on trips, Scentsy style? Like, they see those pictures and the fun that we're having. So, yes, they want to jump on board on it. Love it.
Yeah.
All righty, guys. Anybody else before we let Dawn go? I want to be mindful of her time.
Well, I have a question. My name is Teresa. I've been with Jessica since I think 2015. And I am not exactly like a new person, but I've been a reinstate twice now. And my biggest hurdle is I will go out and I will share the products, send stuff out, try to come back and communicate with others, but I'm not getting the response that someone else is. And I know that you have to be creative, especially with the whole customer service, kind of, you know, relate to them on the products and what I have and what Scentsy has to offer. But and I take all of Jessica's tips. I mean, I had one apartment complex, and that was awesome because I know two people that have apartment complexes, and they were willing to take it. But from that point on, like, I'm still having trouble trying to build up my customers, the people to come back to me, even though like I send out the information. I try to follow up. I try to do all those other things. See, I'm a stay-at-home mom right now, and so my main focus is Scentsy. But I guess I'm trying to look for other tips as to how else can I go out there to spread the love. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So one thing, because I'm a stay-at-home mom too, and one thing that I do a lot of, or try to do a lot of, is I'll get on like mom groups, all different types of mom groups on Facebook. And, it's a slow progression. Like, it doesn't come overnight. You don't jump on a mom group and go like, oh, I'm a Scentsy consultant. Oh my God. Like, that's not what you do. I go on there and I'm like an undercover agent, and I watch who the most influential people in the group are, the people that are commenting, leading conversations, posting, who other people want to talk to or post or follow. And then I'll start to kind of post or chime in here and there. And literally it probably takes me 3 or 4 months before I friend them. And then I'll message them a day or two later, and I'll just start messaging them back and forth and getting to know them. Literally, I am getting to know them. I am building a relationship with them. I don't mention Scentsy. Like I said, it's like undercover agent. And then, they're friends with me. So here and there, I'll post a post, and I'll mention Scentsy, or I'll do a hashtag or something like that. And then I'll, like a month or two later, I'll do like a live video like I did today. And I had a mom on my live video today that was like, what is this stuff you are always posting about? What is this stuff you're always talking about? You look so happy and like you're having such a good time. I need some of this. What is this stuff? And I was like, girl, I will bring a bottle of wine. I will come over.
Oh, bottle of wine, yes.
Smelly goods. And I will show you all about my Scentsy world. And she was like, okay, let's do this. Literally, I have talked to her for like 2 months, right? And tonight, after I did a live video, I didn't ask her anything. I didn't bring up Scentsy to her, nothing. She came to me, she brought it up to me, and now she wants me to bring smelly goods over to her house. You really have to be undercover about it. You have to make them want to come to you. Another thing that I do is I try to do as many events as possible, and this might be like against all the big event people's knowledge or whatever, but I don't focus on sales at events. I focus on like meeting people, building relationships, getting their info, right? And I put notes on like the enter a drawing card, or I'll write notes on like if they bought stuff, like other stuff that they wanted or were interested in. And then when I get home, I'll wait for like a day, and then I'll start following up with them. And a lot of the people that I meet at events, I'll ask if they want to host the party. If they don't want to host the party, I'll ask if they want to do like a bag or a pouch or a basket party where they just carry it around with them, because I want to introduce them to the product. But I also start to build a relationship with them. Like I ask them to friend me on Facebook or to get on my VIP page, like any way I can that I am in their life kind of in a constant way where they can see me and kind of get to know me. that's what I want to try to do, because I want them to kind of be seeing me daily. The more that like people are seeing you, the more that you're going to be like in the forefront of their minds. And that's something that you have to think about too with Facebook is, you know, if you aren't commenting on other people's posts because of Facebook, they're not going to see anything that you post. If you just like their posts, they're not going to see any of your posts because you are not interacting with them. And if they don't, like, if you don't ask like questions on your posts or like do posts that get interactions, then also they're not like, you're not going to come up as a post that they see, because Facebook is very specific about who they show what to. So you really have to be intentional about everything you do, even down to what you post on Facebook, your social life, who you talk to. Like I am purposely trying to go out and use like Groupons and do like those paint parties and those like little weird plant parties or whatever, because I want to go out and meet people that do that kind of stuff, because they obviously like home decor. They obviously like those cute succulent plant thingies that everybody's all gaga about right now. And, you know, Scentsy's got that. So I want to go out and meet people that like that kind of stuff so that I can get to know them, befriend them. And I mean, not to be like disingenuous, because I honestly love meeting the new people and building the new relationships. But you really got to get out of your comfort zone. And you kind of have to lean on like your family or significant other or whoever you have. And you have to be like, listen, I have to do this because I need to make money. I need to leave tonight. And I had to tell my husband this a couple of times last year as my first year in Scentsy. And he was like, why are you always gone? And I'm like, I need to leave because this is how I build my business. And now that he got to go on that Punta Cana trip, he's like, okay, babe, see you later. After that Punta Cana trip, he was like done. But really, like, you really just need to focus, and you really have to think business minded. You have to think, what would you do? Like, what is the type of people you would want to join under or you would want to buy from? And then you got to think how you can be that person and how you can get people interested in what you're saying or what you're doing. You know, you have to share, and then add some valuable content. And then hit them with a Scentsy, you know?
Yeah. You know, I think you gave me a brilliant idea. Wine parties, a little wine and cheese party, and a Scentsy, because you don't want to overdo it. And I know loads of my friends, or anything dealing with wine, they're there.
Yeah.
You know, and the mom thing, yeah, that really, I'm now gonna go out and look at Facebook and see what type of mom groups there are, because I know I've been a part of some of them, but I'm gonna kind of filter it out more. But I appreciated that. That gave me two stars there that I'm definitely gonna work on. So thank you. I appreciate it.
That was a great question.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go get some Groupons. I love that.
I know. I saw the Groupons too. I was like, oh yeah, that's good.
That's awesome.
You know where I got that from?
Yeah.
Jennifer Anderson, my superstar director, she just moved from Virginia to Ohio. And she has it's a brand new place. She doesn't know anybody. Wow. So what did she do? She went and bought some Groupons and planted some succulents and met 10 or 20 people.
Wow.
And, I was like, oh, my God, I can do that. That's something I can do, Yeah. And I think it's just seeing people do these little things and you're like, oh, my God, why wasn't I thinking that,
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All righty, guys. Anybody else? I'm about to go buy me some Groupons. Lucy, we need to go to have a painting party.
I love painting parties. I love Groupon.
They let you drink at those too.
Oh, yeah. You can bring your own bottle.
Yeah, yep. They're fun.
Awesome. Okay, you have anything, Lucy?
Nope. I'm good.
Okay,
Thank
guys.
you
Well,
for coming and sharing with us.
Thank you guys for having me. That's fun.
So yeah, thank you so much. I loved all of your, I think one of the things that I'll close with, even for our team, and I know you guys hear us talk about this all the time, but it's so true. It doesn't matter where you're at. If you're a superstar director, star director, essential, like your mind should always be in the place of, I need to grow. I need to learn something different. And I literally have like 3 things that I know that I'm going to legit walk away with and go do. So, just like Dawn said, whatever you do or however you end the month, however you go forward for this incentive trip, like you have to do. You have to get out of that comfortable spot. What you feel, I've been doing this same thing for, so long, and you have to just get uncomfortable to find the success. Like that's what you have to do. So again, thank you so much, Donna. We totally appreciate you sharing your wisdom with us.
You're welcome.
And I'll reach out to you so that way we can return the favor.
Okay.
Alrighty, thank you. Alrighty, guys. Well, you guys have a great rest of your night, and finish this month out strong. Move the goalpost if you already hit your goal.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, guys. Bye.